Today on the Heavens Metal podcast, you're going to see Felix the cat, and you're going to see my latest painting creation. I did this with spray paint, red, black, and white, my favorite triple color combination. But that's not what we're going to talk about on the Heavens Metal podcast today. Nope. We're not even going to talk about Alice Cooper. See his face there on the wall? No, we're going to talk about Holy Soldier on the podcast today. Okay, Holy Soldier was this really good melodic metal band. And these boys were beautiful boys. They were like model-esque male musicians. They had the look, they all had long hair, they all could play their instruments with proficiency, and thanks in part probably to David Zafiro, who produced their debut album, they had some incredible songs. I don't know the ins and outs, whether you can, credit David a whole lot with that, but he probably had a lot to do with it. But anyway, a couple stories about Holy Soldier. One, you might have heard this before, but Stephen Patrick, the singer, used to get stressed out in the studio, and he liked to break plates. And so Darren Hinton, the manager for Holy Soldier, who also managed Striper prior to and simultaneously, I guess prior to that time, she would go out and buy him some dishes so he could go out in the alley behind the studio and smash plates to vent and relieve some stress in recording vocals. He recorded some fine vocals on that album. Now, this story is crazy, but apparently the guys in Holy Soldier did not get along very well. At least the four guys who played drums, bass, guitar, and guitar did not get along so well with Stephen Patrick. Maybe because they were blonde and he was a brunette. That's one possible answer. But anyway, I was told by the band, and I'm trying to remember who told me this story, but I'm pretty sure I've confirmed this with Stephen Patrick, and this was in print in Heavens Metal magazine. But they got so mad at him that they were on the road in the far north. I think they were in Montana. And they were in a tour bus, and they pulled the tour bus to a stop on the shoulder of a highway in the middle of, nothing, Montana. Beautiful place. And they opened the door, told him to get out. They tossed his duffel bag into his arms, and they shut the door, and they drove off. Now, can you imagine that? This guy was stranded. He told me he had to hawk his wedding ring at a pawn shop in order to get enough money to get a bus ride home to where he lived, which I think was in Phoenix. So anyway, Christian heavy metal story from the past. That's not a pretty story, is it? But you know what? They can't all be pretty, and that's the way it was in the late 80s, maybe I guess it was the early 90s. It was like 1990 when their debut album came out. So let's say this incident happened in 90, 91, or 92. I'm guessing it was 91 because they had a new singer by 92. Anyway, join the discussion. Let's talk about this. How could you tell a story like that, Doug? Whatever you have to say, join the discussion.